Hey guys. Thinking about putting this up a little ways. I might actually put it on the Bible. Let's see. That's a little better. Still got my candle going. Let me see. I feel like it needs to be up a little bit more. Maybe not. I don't know if this is a good level or not. Let me see. See if I can. Let me see. I'll put my other one up here too. You probably can hear the dishwasher. There we go. That's a little better, I think. Maybe. But yeah, figured I'd come on here, see how everybody's doing, and see if anybody wants, a card reading. I am currently got some things I need to ship out and make. I got some tea lights to make, and I got a plaque I got to send out through the mail. That's going to happen this week. And then go from there. But I'm still trying to sell more of my cards and things like that. So I'm trying to see if there's any more things I need to send off in the mail so I can just go at once. So I'm not shipping a bunch of things at once. Hello, how are you? Happy Sunday, everybody. It is currently about 1 p.m. roughly, where I'm at. So I just wanted to see if anybody wanted to come on here and talk. I could do a card reading, kind of just see where things are at. India. Yeah, I get a lot of people from India. I'm from the USA, Indiana, so I don't know if it's the time that I come on here that most people from India are on at the same time. It just must be the right timing, I guess, for people. So yeah, so just see what's going on. See, I might pull some cards for the collective and see what's going on, because I actually have someone, it's daytime, sorry, and it's United States, Indiana, and right now it is 1:26 p.m. I'm on Eastern time. And it is Sunday, the September 28th. What about you, gamer? Where in India are you at? And the time and things like that. you're okay sharing, that is. Forgot how easy these... Okay. I don't think I've ever heard of that. But let's see. Let's see what Spirit has for us. Wants us to work on for the next month. So let's look all the way into October 31st, 2025. Now till then. See what Spirit wants us to work. Okay, well, we got a couple cards here. This is, wow. Okay. So it looks like there's more than one card, but there's not. So we got Judgment in reverse. We got Tower in reverse. We got the Magician in reverse. And the Daughter of Cups. So a lot of us are not understanding the power we have. We're not understanding the influence we have on others, what we have really overcome for ourselves. And whether you're wanting to tell that story or not is up to you. But with the Daughter of Cups upright, it's telling me that you might not make you have a certain goal, and Spirit's telling you that you still have a big purpose, but it might come a little bit by little bit, because with it being the Daughter of Cups, it's almost like the Page of Cups. And so that is about good news, and it's about someone giving you kind of like an invite, but you have to invite yourself into the possibilities, because you've been closing yourself off for some time. I think a lot of you've been dealing with a lot of pain and destruction in your life. So this is where that inner power has kind of been dimmed, because you're afraid to affect people in the wrong way. You don't want to traumatize people. You don't want to overshare. You don't want it to become part of it's almost like you don't want to overshare, because you don't want it to become part of a new destruction in your life. You don't want things to get out in the way that it has in the past for whatever reason. And so Spirit's wanting you to open yourself up to smaller opportunities until you regain your confidence, until you regain the trust. And this is kind of resonating with me too as a collective, because I had a panic attack last night. So, and it was a glitch in one of the apps, but it automatically sent me into a spiral. And so I had to remind myself, I had to use mindfulness and like almost like cognitive behavioral therapy to realize where I'm at, because I was having a panic attack and post-traumatic stress from a situation that's already passed. And so it triggered one of those, if some people look at it as like a shadow self. So I really had to reground myself. So a lot of you might need that as well. A lot of you need reminders of where you're at currently. You might be looking too far in the past or too far in the future. So it's about grounding. It's about mindfulness. It's about regeneration. Yes, Jaden, I am very lucky to be alive still. And people's been through a lot worse than me. So I have to also remind myself of that. It's not about, you don't want to downplay your own struggles, but at the same time, you don't want to become kind of like victim to them, if that makes sense. Hey, Reaction King, how are you? Yeah, I got some makeup on today. I have some acne, and it was driving me nuts, so I figured I'd put some on. But looking weird. Yeah. Yeah, usually I don't wear makeup very much. So when I do put it on, it's kind of like, you know, and I'm not really a makeup person, so I don't really put it on the best. But yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's kind of what Spirit wants you to know, is to ground yourself in the moments and realize where you're at, so you can come from a place of self-love and compassion instead of causing more strain on your life. Thanks, Jaden. Yeah. Like, and I really like that Bible verse when they're going through things, you can always go back to the Bible verse of, that Jesus, God, is always close to the brokenhearted. I'm not going to say it correctly. I'm not going to give you the right scripture or the exact place, but the summary of that verse is that, so lean in on that, like you said, lean in on God and try not to worry. Just like there's another Bible verse about, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself, but it also is about it kind of reminds me of the Yushu Reiki principles as well, that just for today I will not worry, just for today, and it goes on and on and on. Reaction King, yeah, we can look into that, what the Spirit has to say about, family and financially, what's going to happen next with your situation. So we have Two of Pentacles. You're trying to balance things, but your family is struggling to see your experience, and they're looking at the bigger picture, which is causing the conflict, because you're worried about your life in your situation. They're looking at the bigger picture, and so there's a tug of war there, and that's causing a lot of financial strain on you and your family's outlook. And when we also have this card, and I can read, actually I don't have the book with me, but the 9, and it's look stairs. So it's a process. I feel like things will start looking up, but right now they're looking at the whole picture, and you need to look at, like you've been doing, step by step by step, one day at a time. Because if you are going, there's always, it's weird because I could pull another card, but basically, yeah, like you said, you have to live one day at a time. You can't always plan. And I think where your family's coming from is, they might come from a mindset, and their the way they were raised is that you got to have a nest egg, you got to have this, you got to have that. Well, even with that, it cannot be enough, so it's more of like going on blind faith. And we'll see what Spirit wants you to know as far as the outcome when it comes to both your perspectives. What is the reality of what's happening, what's going on behind the scenes. The Moon. Wow. So yeah, it's really about overcoming a lot of challenging belief. It's challenging your beliefs and challenging theirs. It's causing a lot of misinformation, misunderstanding, and they're going off fear, you know, and you're going off blind faith. You're trusting that things will reveal itself as time goes on. So I feel like things will start to shift where you're going to live your life to where you can show them, hey, you don't have to know everything. And you can trust in yourself and trust in the universe or God, whoever, however you want to look at it, and things will work itself out. And that you have to take the, it's almost like I'm seeing a pro and cons list, right? And you're looking at one aspect or the other. They're looking at it as they're wanting you to be sensible, logical, right? But at the same time, you are going off your intuition, going off of what you're experiencing, what is causing you more strain than gain. You know what I mean? Because, like, they think it's a gain, with you, it's strain. And so they're going to have to eventually move to that position of being less restrictive on you. And I'm seeing the Chariot for whatever reason in my third eye. So things will be moving in a positive direction. And I'm seeing the Ace of Cups as well. So to me, that's saying that you will be emotionally fulfilled if you move forward with your plan, with your faith. If you keep worrying and trying to please yourself, please them, you're going to get this energy right here, which is very tug of war. It's very too big of a picture, you know. It's trying to be a psychic in a sense, or play God in a way, because that's what I'm hearing with this card right here. And with the moon, that's also to me telling me that it's almost like you're healing ancestral wounds, and like they say, I'm trying to think of the right terminology, but it's almost like you are breaking generational curses. And it's like a mindset. It's not like actual, you know, people doing voodoo or witchcraft or anything like that, or God punishing you. It's more of like your own mind playing tricks on you. And so you're someone that is innovative when it comes to not just resources, but it's also your mindset. Like you think outside the box, and your family don't understand that because they have been brought up a certain way. So I feel overall like the main message here is it'll work itself out. Your family will maybe not agree with it 100%, but they'll just observe, and they'll lay back a little bit on the pressure, is what I'm hearing. And it'll pay off for you, because like I said, I keep feeling you're going to feel more emotionally motivated, more emotionally fulfilled. I got some comments here. I can't. Okay. Yeah, that's why that message was it's all sexual. That's why they've been reviewed. Some James guy. Ridiculous. But anyway. Wrong place, dude. So that's what I'm sensing from the cards. Hope that helps. Okay, another mediator. I'm glad it was interesting to you. Yeah. Like I said, I don't have the book like I used to. I might actually have it. I just was going to look at their exact interpretation of it, of that specific card, but then I'm like, no, just go with it. See what Spirit says. See what my intuition says. So that's what I went with. Yeah. Yeah, King. I would listen to your intuition. Listen to what is going to make you feel more wealthy, in a sense. Not like actual wealth, but like health is wealth. You know what I mean? So whatever you find value in, hold on to that and go with it. And because I'm hearing, I don't know if this is like a thought of you or somebody else, or I don't know. But it was like, what I heard is society's so messed up. So what do they know? You know what I mean? Like, everybody has so many conflicting views that sometimes you just need to follow your own gut. Because the only person that really knows, aside from God, about your life is you. Because you're connected to Him. You're connected to yourself and your future. So He gave you free will for a reason, right? So you gotta sometimes, you know, trust your intuition and only take advice when it's necessary. Don't oversaturate yourself in too much knowledge, because then you're going to be like the Hanged Man in tarot, and you're going to be like putting yourself in a position that you don't have to stay in necessarily for very long, but you're putting yourself into, you know, stagnation for longer. Okay, James, this is why your comments are being hidden and moderated. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. Hope that helped. And if anybody wants a reading, just go ahead and type a comment. Hey, Renee, how are you? It's going good. How about you? I'm not sure what that is, Jan. I don't know what that exactly means. Glad you're doing good. Thanks, James. I'm okay. How are you? What's your guys' plans for today? It's Sunday. Figured I'd just come on here and see who was on here, see if anybody wanted a reading, or if anybody just wanted to chat. No, I'm not single. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's the day for it. Sundays are supposed to be lazy. Hello, Juan. You look just like my girlfriend. Gotcha. That's interesting. They say you have a twin somewhere, or a look-alike, so. You have 2 cats that are keeping you very busy. Yeah, cats are feisty. My mom's cat was mad at me this morning because I woke up. It was like I kept waking up in the middle of the night, taking my dog out to the bathroom, and it was 6 o'clock this morning, and he was mad because he thought I was going to feed him, and I was like, no, sir, I'm going back to bed. And when I woke up this evening, or, before lunch, I was sitting on the couch and he came up to me and let me pet him, and then he bit me. Like, very upset with me. And I said, I'm sorry, I was tired. I didn't want to feed you right away. So he was mad. But it's a male cat. I guess they do that. They call it love bites or whatever. But I was just like, you little turkey. He's such a little turd. I'm more of a dog person, but he's kind of grown on me. He's silly. I like when he gets really, like, hyper and he starts, like, chasing nothing around the house. And your female cat does that? See, my grandma had male cats, and they always done that. It was like little love bites, Or, he'd, like, try to hang off of her leg or something. But that was the first time he'd done that. I was like, wow. And he got mad because I laughed. Because it didn't hurt. It was just like a very, like, little, just enough to startle me. And I laughed, and he got mad, and he got off the couch. And he hasn't really paid attention to me since, because I guess I didn't give him the reaction he wanted. What's your cat's name? His name's Wednesday. She thought it was a female, obviously. That's why she named it Wednesday, but then we found out it was a male when it got older. I think is your profile picture of one of your cats is cute. What I could see of it. Oh, those are cute names. I like Olive a lot. Oh, you have one of each. That's nice. That's the only good thing about cats, is they're very clean. And they take care of themselves, for the most part, until they want fed, Oh, that's Freddie. Oh, that's so cute. Did you? You had Olive on your profile picture for a while. Do you ever get a picture of them together, or is it very rare? We have a cat outside too. It's kind of a stray. It's an orange cat, and my niece named it Pickles, so that's what we name it. Oh, that's your first baby. That's sweet. Hi, Bob. Is it? Yeah. I didn't know if they got along or not. I love animals. My nephew really loves animals. He's not talking quite yet. He'll say like dada, you know, and I thought I've heard him say a couple words, but he loves animals. He tries to pet my chihuahua all the time, but she's old and grouchy, and so we try to keep them away from each other. But he likes to look at her. Hey, what, Bob? I don't know, man. Oh. Yeah, used to getting all the attention, now has to share. Jealous. I think that's what goes on with the cat and dog, because they both are inside, and they both have always wanted a lot of attention. So when the one's getting more attention than the other, then they start bickering is what I call it, because she'll bark and he'll just stare just to get her going, and then he'll, you know, try to bite her neck, and it's just a whole thing. And of course she don't back down because she's a feisty little thing. Everyone calls, like, when the mailman comes, sometimes he'll give her treats, but I've heard her been called a potato and a burrito because she's a heavier chihuahua. Six-year-old typing something for you. That's funny. You want, no, that's fine. I don't care. See what he has to say with the emojis or the random keys. Hi, Dark Horse. It's Mo Kush. I don't know. I don't know how to say that. I can't even say Dark Horse a minute ago. Get tongue-tied there. That's good. And that means you're a good mama. Yeah, cats can be funny. They're very entertaining. Yep. I don't know about you, Renee, but that's my Chihuahua's my little emotional support animal. Helps with bad days. Yeah, spiritual, yeah. Myra? Did I say that right? Hopefully I did. How's it going? Okay. Yeah, some people pronounce things differently. Even though they're spelled a certain way, they're pronounced a different way, so I just never know. My name's Heather. 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 Oh, you got an apartment? Yeah. That's good they both can be in your apartment. I had a friend that he lived in an apartment and he can only have, I think, one cat, maybe two, but then his girlfriend moved in and she brought some cats, and then they found out. That wasn't a good thing, but yeah. But cats, to me, are easier to be in an apartment than dogs, so especially if you're, like, in an apartment that has more than one level. Hi, Bob. Thanks for the like, guys, and commenting. I'm probably going to get off here soon because it's been 34 minutes. It always seems like it flies. Like, I feel like I'm not on here very long, but from India, yeah. Nice. Yeah, it is, Renee, unfortunately. But there's such, such a comfort in some of us. That's the children we have. It's animals, and that's the only children we'll have. So it's kind of hard to get, told no when you're trying to look for a place to stay. And yeah, I mean, I understand it could be a liability, but isn't everything a liability at this point? What I mean. Yeah. Hi, Myra. How are you? Good. Glad you're doing good. Yes, I do readings. I do tarot readings, and then I do long distance healings. And my website's ravenofhope.com, all together, all lowercase. And then I do free readings here once in a while, and then Cash App donations I do. And then on my website, it's mainly PayPal that you pay through my website. And those readings I usually do, it's whoever orders is choice, but I can do email, or I can do like a private YouTube video where you can watch it as long as you have the link, and only you and I will have the link. So it's private. Mokush? Makush? I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. James, man, you need to see your girlfriend, is all I can say, man. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for trying to participate, but I don't know what else to say. Oh, Lord. And then I make tea lights, and they're Reiki infused, and they got herbs and oils in them, and they're money flood, so it brings you money. My friend from Texas, she orders them all the time, and I make like 100 of them, and I ship them out, and she gives them to people to try out. Um, and then once they're all gone, she orders more. They work very well. Yeah, thanks, Renee. Yeah, I'm very spiritual. Like, I read the Bible a lot, but I'm also someone that likes to study different religions. So I studied Buddhism, Hinduism, Wicca, witchcraft, paganism. Um, I studied the Quran for a little bit. So I just kind of all over the place. But I've always been a very spiritual person. Uh, I think I'm the only one in my family that's read the whole entire Bible. Uh, and I'm doing it again because, I mean, always can learn something new. And yeah, so, but yeah, I've studied tarot for quite a while. I studied the Lenormand deck, which is kind of like similar to like a tarot or oracle deck. Studied some runes a little bit. Tried to study palmistry, but that was kind of hard. It takes a lot, and astrology, forget about it. That's just too in depth for me. Just like it reminds me of math, and my brain just wants to shut down. So, but yeah, thanks, Bob. I take it you're spiritual too, Renee. I know you said spiritual with your cats, but I didn't know like what spirituality you resonate with the most, or is it just kind of eclectic, kind of like me, where you just kind of believe a little bit of everything and just kind of make your own beliefs in a way. Yeah, gotta believe in something, I feel, because if not, it'll be just more depression piled on top of the depression you already got. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad we got that in common. I'm from the United States, in Indiana. Well, thanks guys for joining me today. I might be on later, if not later in the week, or if, depending on what's going on this week, it'll be the weekend. So, yeah. Sending you much love, and I hope to talk to you guys soon.